Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, some more recent game editions then. Some pretty cracking Amiga titles to show you, and a few other odd bits as well. So without further ado though, 2 PlayStation 1 games, and this more or less completes the PlayStation 1 shooters you can get hold of, the PAL versions of course. So first of them then is Velocima, or is it Velocima? Not too sure. Make your own mind up there. This was a very early shooter for a PlayStation. What it has vertical scrolling sections, horizontal scrolling sections, and 3D sections. So it's quite, I suppose it was fairly nifty at the time. It has FMV sequences as well, but it aged pretty quickly, to be honest. I mean, this could have been done probably on an Amiga 1200, but obviously that system had died by then. Complete with instructions. Pretty hard to get hold of, but as I said, it's just one of them 2 games I needed to complete the PAL shooters. So nothing special really. The second one to me isn't much special either, to be honest, but it's Ray Crisis. Ray Crisis is the sequel to Ray Storm. It's come out in about the year 2000. Obviously graphically superior to Velocima. I don't know, I just don't really get on with this game or Ray Storm, to be honest. Complete with a manual on disc. Manual's in black and white apart from the cover, whereas the Japan version would be in colour. Yeah, I don't know why. It's alright, but I just don't really get on with this style of shooter for some reason. This and Ray Storm. There were a couple others like it as well, which I don't spring to mind. I think these and Ray Storm might have been known as Layer Section on the Saturn. Anyhow, yeah. So that was about £12 later, I think I got that. So that's not too bad. And like I said, that more or less completes the PAL shooters for the PlayStation. Right. Next up then is another pretty rare game. This one goes back in time to 1990. Operation Thunderbolt for the Amstrad GX4000. Now of course, Operation Thunderbolt, some screens in the back you should be able to see, is a sequel to Operation Wolf. What mainly differs between the 2 games, Operation Wolf was really considered the better game, but Thunderbolt was a 2-player option. Cartridge in the middle, but unfortunately no instructions. But this was fairly cheap actually. I think it's like £9, whereas most GX4000 games you can be expecting to pay £20 plus. I really liked the game back in the day on the Amstrad, just the Amstrad cassette. I actually got quite good at it, but this I'm terrible at, to be honest. Yeah, there is gameplay of this on YouTube already. I think Zypho done it. If you're subscribed to him, you'd have seen it. But yeah, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GX4000 games now. Okay then, you may have saw at the beginning of the video a little extra bit. That came from this game, Walker. Now Walker is a kind of horizontal scrolling shooter. It differs in quite a few ways. I'll show you the back of the box first. From Psygnosis. You should be able to see that alright. Yeah, pretty good artwork, but not up to some of the standards we often associate Psygnosis with. Yeah, so it's kind of horizontal scrolling, but you play this fella. It's like the bad guy from the original Robocop film. What it is with the controls, which can seem a bit awkward at first, but you soon get used to it. You actually use a mouse and a joystick to control the character. One controls the movement of the character, the other one controls the cursor. And you've got different sections to get through. It doesn't say on here, but there are some extra power-ups you can get. Loads of stuff to destroy and some good sound effects to go with it. This is in a slightly different box to some Psygnosis games, so I'll show you that quickly as well. Comes in a box like that, which can be recycled if you want to. Comes on three floppy disks. And you can't walk any further, a hint line, and a manual. And a manual is pretty informative. Some good sort of graphics in there, or sketches if you like. So yeah, I've been after this one for a while, so I've probably had a dodgy copy, shall we say, of it back in the day. Walker often goes for a fair bit of money, and I think this was around £10, so it's not too bad. Definitely one I wanted in the collection. Pretty well received by Amiga Power, CU Amiga, Games Master magazine, and it is a good game. Okay, another fairly expensive game, to be honest. This is probably the most expensive game I bought this time round, actually. You might be able to tell by the cover, actually. If you don't know the Amiga that well, you might be able to tell. That is the actual cover, not too much on there. So we'll delve into the box. It comes on 4 discs. A company called Thallium Software. That's the manual. It's a big old manual. The game is called Lionheart, by the way. There you go. Take it away now. And you played the Lionheart character. He looks like something from the Thundercats films, cartoon series. And what this is, as well as being an impressive game, it was very impressive scrolling, animation of the character. You had loads of moves you could do, hack and slash. You're running along platforming, hack and slash, loads of different creatures that attack you in different ways. Lots of dodgy platforms, you jump on it and it starts to shudder before it turns, so you've got to jump again pretty quick, stuff like that. Some really good parallax scrolling, which was great back in what, 1992, 1993. And it also had a pretty impressive soundtrack. Epic, I think might be the best way to describe it. If you haven't heard of Lionheart or anything, check it out. It's YouTube videos of Lionheart, but I might actually do some myself because it is a fantastic game. It's yeah, this must have been close to £20 actually, so it's not actually a very expensive month for me this month. What I bought, but really chuffed to get this game. It doesn't turn up too often. Okay, another game. Actually, I'm chuffed with all the Amiga games this time, I won't lie. This one, again, is pretty impressive. I did enjoy this back in the day. Again, probably a dodgy copy I have, never had the original. And it's Eye of the Beholder. A bit of a departure for me, nothing to do with shooting, stuff like that. Eye of the Beholder start setting the Forgotten Realms area, if you like. There's the graphics on the back. So it's a dungeon crawler, 3D into the screen. Obviously quite early. I mean, Dungeon Master is one of the earliest ones. Eye of the Beholder and Eye of the Beholder 2 appeared on the Amiga. I think there was a third one which only appeared on the PC. So again, 3 Amiga discs. A few extras with this game, if I can get them out of the box. Just tells you a list of all the games you can get. We have reference card. This tells you all the advanced Dungeons and Dragons games that are available in like the Amiga, the PC, even the Commodore 64. A couple appeared on. This is pretty good. It's very helpful actually. It's a map showing the first 3 levels. So if you get lost, you should be able to work your way back. Quite handy to have. And one manual, and this is quite an impressive manual as well actually. It did alright in Amiga back in the day for manuals and stuff like that, for the most part. Game rules, the area of Waterdeep where you're set. So yeah, it's an RPG then, so you create 4 characters, which you put your own names in, stuff like that. And you gradually build them up, they can learn spells, get more powerful, stuff like that. You can pick up weapons. There's loads of different enemies. I don't know if there's any in here to show you. Loads of magic spells to use. What helped it stand out, some more graphics for you. What helped it stand out is also the sound effects. You know, you're crawling along the dungeon, you're walking along the dungeon, you're a little group of 4, and all the sound effects, and some of them change here and there. And yeah, it could be, well, at the time, it could be, I suppose, quite spooky. So I'm really chuffed to get this again. Like this, back in the right box. I might try and get out of Eye of the Beholder 2, which was just bigger. But lovely box. Do like the artwork on that as well. Okay, next up then, one more Amiga game. Only one, so that's 4 this time. Now this, I have on a compilation called the Power Up compilation. There's 5 games on there, and they're all pretty good games on the Power Up compilation. Be it the Amstrad or the Amiga versions. one of the most iconic games for the Amiga, and oddly enough, I had the sequel but never had the original until now. That is, of course, Turrican. Never forget, shoot or die. Turrican is just, no matter what system it is, it's pretty awesome. I mean, one of the worst versions was the TurboGrafx version, the PC Engine TurboGrafx. I think that was similar to the Mega Drive version. It's an okay game, but not a patch on this. There's some of the screens on the back, and down the bottom here is the world you travel through. You actually travel through that world to get to the end. Turrican, just the ultimate in arcade platform run and gun, basically. Alright. Just one disc and one little manual. But the game, yeah, it's one of my favourite games of all time. Be it the Amstrad version or the Amiga. Absolutely awesome. So it's nice to have both of them, but I'm still after Turrican 3. Okay, so that's all for the game. So I've still got 3 other things to show you. So moving on swiftly. Come through today. 2 Zipsticks joysticks. Not a chance to try these yet. None of them have the sucker pads, but the Zipstick joystick for me is like the joystick of champions. So familiar sound effect. Hear that? I love the Zipstick. It's yeah, it's easily my joystick of choice. Just so compact and just so reliable. Tough little things as well. Of course, it's got the auto fire, which makes a lot of games easier. Got 2 of them, and a Zipstick often sells for about, a single one can sell for about £7 or £8, and I got them delivered for less than £10. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Okay, music in the background, you might be able to hear, which is playing on my CD32 of all things. If you're a fan of shooters, you might recognise it. This is Chaos Field. Really, I do like the soundtracks to some games and that, but this one really stands out. No, I love the shooter itself anyway. Chaos Field's a great shooter. It's bloody hard. One of them bullet hell ones. It come out on the GameCube, Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2, but only if you're in England, in Europe, you can only import it. So you need an NTSC version to play it, or something similar. So the disc obviously in the CD32. The music is just awesome. This comes from America, and I think it cost me about $18 in total. So I put in a best offer and he accepted it, so that was good. There are some soundtracks I'd love, like Apidia, even the Turrican soundtrack, but you're talking mad money just to get hold of them. So, Chaos Field, excellent shooter, excellent, really excellent music as well. Not usually my talk of music, but this time around. And also picked up one more magazine, and that is Amiga Power, the magazine of choice, in my view of course. This one is issue 15, cost £3.75 back in the day. July 1992. Now oddly enough, it didn't come with the cover discs, but I do actually have both them cover discs, which includes a game called Invaders 2, which is actually quite a good game. Some great games actually reviewed in this issue. I'll very quickly show you. It says good advert here actually. Depends if you like Sonic or not, doesn't it really? Bad news for hedgehogs. Zorb was on his way. Yeah, previewed quite a few decent games as well. Wing Commander was on its way at the time. Not bad for me, the Wing Commander, but a bit slow to be honest. Recognise this one? The Drag's a Jag, you won't notice Lotus. That's Crazy Cars 3 on its way. Awesome game, Crazy Cars 3. Speaking of Jaguar, gets reviewed. Epic 3D Space Extravaganza it's supposed to be, got reviewed. And it got 34% in Amiga Power, which may be a little tough, but there wasn't a lot to it. The Mighty Sensible Soccer. And even the more mightier, in my view of course, the Secret Monkey Island 2. So 90% on of course. So yeah, some great games reviewed in this particular issue. This only cost a couple of pounds, so it's worth getting. Yeah, that is pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.